Hey, so this next little this next video, which is a little bit longer, is going to show you how to do fracture training with the bands. Okay, so I'll go through the circuit. You just kind of visually watch how I flow from exercise to exercise and finish up kind of with a complete full body flex and engagement. I'll do this, come back to something else later, maybe do this a couple times a day, and I may not do this for a week or two even, but it's a solution that I have. And again, it's another good example of how you can take your training to the next level and get the most out of the least. All right, get out. All right, hopefully you've got yourself a real sturdy, solid set of bands like these all-purpose travel bands. They're really great. We're gonna ease into some flies. Now what here, I'm in a staggered stance. So pressing through the back foot, front leg is your stabilizer, but all the pressure is coming through that back leg. You can see I'm leaning over that quad, open arms, closing those hands, kind of like you're trying to hug a tree. You're wrapping those arms nice and wide. Now we're going to drive into a straight press. So I switched legs, I'm low, and I'm reaching. So what I want you to do is press your hands. I tell people to drive the nail here, pierce it. So my thumbs come together. You see how my wrists rotate a little bit? That's what I want you to do. Rotate your wrists. This exercise is a little bit easier than the flies, so I usually have it come second. Again, you're up on the toes on your back foot and reaching. Now, slight transition here. We're going to drop into a similar position, if not a little more parallel with the ground, and do a set of bicep curls. So I'm really low here so that band doesn't cross my elbow too early. Towards the end, that's fine, but if it's doing that when I'm only 2/3 of the way through, it's interrupting my set. So chest is low, driving through the back leg is fairly straight, up on the toe, curling. Good pump. And then we're going to switch things up a little bit, flip around, drive the hips back, pull the elbows deep when we do this first set of rows. You're creating tension with your legs, and you see how I use my hips as a counterbalance, how far back they are? That's what I want you to do. Reach back. So you want to make sure that your bands are anchored really solidly as you pull. Palms down, thumbs up. A little rotation here as you work. Big stretch. So I'm letting that band pull my arms as straight as possible, and then I rip back through without losing tension. So let your repetitions build. You stop before you start to have to wiggle or struggle to get that band back. I want good controlled reps here. Slight step forward on the upright row. It's a little bit harder. Again, I'm reaching and I'm pulling deep, pulling the elbows deep. There's always a breaking point. You want to get to your breaking point, stop, and then control that band as it extends back out. So what we're doing here is we're extending this set. We're treating it as, even as a standalone workout. If you're pressing hard through these movements, we're just trying to fracture things up, create that stimulation where we're getting our body used to training volume and training frequency. After those alternating rows, we just slide forward. I'm going to keep one, drop one. We're going to do some core twists. Basic name, probably could have a more fancy name, but that's what we're doing. So we're twisting through flexed core, slightly bent forward. That left arm is the strong arm. The right arm's just helping guide it. I'm keeping it tight. I don't let it go all the way back. I want to keep the tension. So stopping at the navel, middle of the body, switch sides. Then your right arm becomes the driver, strong arm. And you rip across, pressing through the toes. Knees are bent, butt is back. Nicely done. Okay, so what we have here is the all-purpose bands, travel band. It's 2 feet long, so it packs down really easy. I put a simple carabiner on here so I can attach it to different points. Like here you have on my truck, I've got this thing here it can lock to. I do not need that though. I could just simply slide the loop through the hole and then the whole band through the loop so it cinches and locks around a bar. Really easy to use at the park or whatnot, but they've got really sturdy, heavy-duty handles, commercial grade, so solid. This is a thick band. You can tell a band's thickness by how big the diameter of the hole is. So thinner bands will have a bigger hole, okay? Anyways, heavy-duty band, really awesome to get a quick workout, especially if you're doing fracture training where you're you're hitting these 3, 4, 5 minute circuits and then coming back to something else later in your day. So yeah, check it out.